Hello there, and welcome to continued coverage of Day 4 Beach Volleyball here at the Commonwealth Youth Games 2023. We're live from the Holland Beach Sports Arena in Blackrock. I'm Vidya Ramphal with the commentary. Well, we've had some exciting quarterfinal games earlier today. Semi-finalists are now known. Now in the afternoon session, it's all about the classification matches, and we have on court right now Trinidad and Tobago versus Rwanda. The Rwandans are in the near side of the court too, Claire and Hijet Uwase, LaFay Roberts, and Mika Johnson for Trinidad and Tobago in the red and black outfits. Johnson gets us underway. Well, good start for Rwanda as they get going here. Claire and Hijet Uwase. The officials for today, Tanya Kowald of Australia is the first referee. Second referee is Martin Swayze, and he is from Belize. And it is Martin Swayze who is, well, he's doing everything at the moment. He was adjusting an umbrella just to the left of your picture. There he is coming back in the red shirt. And, well, in fact, I think the umbrellas were just a little bit too close to the court. So he was just making sure that happens. That's in. Touched the line. Actually, earlier today, one of the players from Australia, I believe it was, or was it Canada, hit a spike that was so powerful it put a hole in the advertising boards. That's the only reason why I was able to see that ball hit the line. Andon Kariakou certainly left his mark on the competition and helped Canada into the semifinals. Also getting into the men's semifinal to join Canada. Cyprus is also there, along with England and New Zealand. England knocking out the powerful Australian team. Another one into the net here from Roberts. 3-1, the Rwandans lead. On the women's side, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand in there. And a big shock, Kenya knocking out England. Big result there for the African teams. That's in. That's more like it from Roberts. Trinidad and Tobago would want to head into the first changeover in front. They trail 3-2. Well, that's out. Well, Johnson there. I want just Sean Morrison asking her to get a bit lower as she is approaching those digs. Yeah, took that one off the top part of the forearm there. Well, history was made yesterday at the Commonwealth Youth Games. Destiny Agboa of Nigeria winning the first ever para-gold medal, the women's discus throw for F42-44, F61 to 64. Error there by the Rwandans. And another error. Well, the error is starting to mount here for Trinidad and Tobago. It's happening pretty quickly. Already Rwanda is starting to run away with it here. 7-3 ahead. Trinidad and Tobago starting a bit flat here. And again, out. Searching for that corner, just drifting wide. Well, that goes against the Rwandans. 2 touches or double touch there against called against Hijet Uwase. Just remind you, they're not related despite having same last name. Well, she puts her quality on that game, on that particular point there, LaFay Roberts, after some cagey play by TNT, finishing it off down the line. Trinidad and Tobago lost their first 3 games to Bermuda, Kenya, and New Zealand, beat Vanuatu 2-1 yesterday. Vanuatu playing on court 2 for the 11th and 12th place in the competition. They're coming up against the Cayman Islands. Well, Trinidad and Tobago playing for 9th and 10th place here. And right now it is the Rwandans that lead 9-5. You might be able to detect just a slight drizzle coming across here at Black Rock. Absolutely no wind at all. The heat is hanging around oppressively here at Black Rock in Tobago. I didn't get enough of that. Just got it too early, if anything. And that went sailing out of play. LaFay Roberts is being called over by the official, and who's having a stern talk to her and has given her a yellow card. Well, the referee is pointing towards Sean Morrison and handing out the yellow card. So maybe that's for the coach. And I think it is for the coach because he's the one apologizing right now. Second yellow card in a couple of games here for Morrison. Also got the yellow card. And what's happening here? So play about to resume. It's Rwanda to serve. Something that was said on towards there. Now the next point going to Trinidad and Tobago, 10-6 right now. And Morrison had a couple of words for the officials yesterday. That has not gone down well. That's in. Good bit of work there by Hijet Uwase, 16-year-old. She's actually the smaller of the two. Claire Uwase, who is just 15 years old. She'll turn 16 later on this August. Rwanda had a good start to the tournament, taking the first set off England, but then went down to a 2-1 defeat. Australia losses then to Australia and Bermuda, and they rescued themselves with a win against the Cayman Islands in their last game. That's out. Excellent serve there by Johnson. Picks up a point for Trinidad and Tobago. Slowly but surely, they're starting to pull the Rwandans back in. Starting to pull things back here, TNT. And another excellent bit of serving here by Johnson. That's 2 points in a row. And Trinidad and Tobago finally have something to smile about here. There was a lot going on the TNT bench. There's Another gentleman there with Sean Morrison. One or two other people had passed by and decided to say hello because the officials were having none of that. So here's what's happening so far. Cayman Islands versus Vanuatu. Cayman Islands leading by 12 points to 7 in that match, which is taking place on court 2. In this one, 11-10. Rwanda just ahead of Trinidad and Tobago. Great atmosphere yesterday at the Hasely Crawford Stadium, as mentioned. Destiny Agbo of Nigeria winning the first ever medal in the Para Games. That's the para athletics taking place at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. And certainly great atmosphere there. England's BB Jackson taking silver, and Martha Nengola of Namibia taking bronze. African nations proudly representing in that first ever para event, the discus throw yesterday at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. Agbo was joyous. She says everything is really good. She said she promised the country she'd make them proud, and she's done so. Good for her. She has done very well. Trinidad and Tobago, the first country to hold the para athletics for the para athletes at the Commonwealth Youth Games. Would that have gone outside? Robert certainly thought so. Stuck the right hand up, and that glides away for a point for Rwanda. 12-10 ahead now. Errors mounting here for the Rwandans. Cheering section starting to go for Trinidad and Tobago. Just on your side, just to the left of where our camera is. Well, that's gone for Trinidad and Tobago. 2 touches. Well, Awase is going to question this. That's Hijet Awase. She's contesting the fact that the double touch uh, has been called against her. Referee in the best position for that. Off the body of Awase. Keep it alive. That's out. Well, excellent opportunity there for Trinidad and Tobago to draw level, unfortunately, or go ahead, rather. But just a bit too long. The set wasn't really up to standard there for Claire Wasse and thumped into the net. That's in. Well, this very much is a volleyball crowd. One of the unique chants from Trinidad and Tobago going on. Something about fishes and nets. I'll let our effects Mike sort that out for you. That's out. Rwanda certainly had a slight advantage in that point, but didn't hit the put away, didn't put it away well. And at the changeover, they still lead 15-13. So 15-13, Rwanda ahead. Correction, Trinidad and Tobago ahead 15-13. Got fooled by the changeover there. That's in. It was a good day on the court for Trinidad and Tobago women, registering their first victory of the tournament. Also, an excellent day for TNT in swimming and the track. That's good there from Johnson, picking up the point. Trinidad and Tobago winning 4 medals yesterday, best ever output in any single day at any Commonwealth Youth Games. That's in. They are level pegging in this first set. Another point for TNT. They're level at 16. Trinidad and Tobago's rising star in swimming, Nikolai Blackman, added the 100-meter freestyle last night to the 200-meter freestyle title. 2 gold medals for him in a couple of days. Excellent get there by Owase, but a teammate could not follow it up. Also, another medal in the pool for TNT, +2 on the track. Janae DeGans and Sena Fredericks getting medals for TNT. Zarek Wilson also in the pool. Good get there by Roberts. That's just beyond the reach of Johnson. And the rain continues to come down here. Well, it's just coming down in drops, really. Nothing more than that. Not enough to quell the hot temperatures here. Reminds our colleagues here in the booth of their summers in Madrid. A bit of work there by Rwanda again. Well, we're heading up towards the business end of this first set, and it is all tied at 18 here. Boy, what a close one this is. So far, Rwanda 8 out of 24 attacks. Trinidad and Tobago also up there in terms of their figures. 4 of 22 attacks successful for Trinidad and Tobago. That's been the problem for TNT, just a 19% conversion rate, 34% for the Rwandans, and 10 errors. Trinidad and Tobago, 7 for Rwanda. Both of them having 4 service faults, so it hasn't been certainly the best of games quality-wise, but it has been gripping, 18 all. Well, the rain and the sun are going having their own battle here at Blackrock. And the stronger the rain has become, the stronger the sun and its rays, apparently. Rwanda strike first blood. Both teams 3 points away from victory before that point. Now the Rwandans ahead by 1. This point is going to be critical in deciding which team will win this first set. That's out. It's gone back to 19 all here. Only 2 teams have come back from losing the first set to winning the match in this tournament so far. Crunch time. Johnson does well here. Can she finish it off now? And she does. Second attempt here for Johnson. And that has given Trinidad and Tobago their first set point. Timeout called here by the Rwandans. And certainly they wanted to slow down the Trinidad and Tobago offense, which was starting to get their tails up. So TNT with a set point coming up after this. It's 2019 in the closest of first sets so far this afternoon. Set point here for TNT as we come back to the court after that technical timeout. 1 point separating TNT from the first set and a possible victory, their second of the competition, and a ninth place finish. Well, one of the officials was not quite ready just yet. In place now. Here we go. Oh, into the net. Exactly what was not required at that point. That's the last thing they would have wanted. 20 all. Set point gone. TNT will get this back. Chance here for them. Ooh, presented back to the Rwandans. Roberts does well to pull that back. Well, they're celebrating, but play goes on here. Excellent work by TNT to keep that alive. The Rwandans had started to celebrate, and now they can celebrate point 21. Let's see. This point will go here for the Rwandans. They're ahead 21-20. So first set point for Rwanda in this contest for 9th and 10th place. And there it is. Set point converted for Rwanda. And they've taken the first set 22-20. Trinidad and Tobago having one set point and dumped into the net. And that's the margins here in this first one. So Rwanda, great chance for them to go on to take ninth place in the competition. At the break here, it's Rwanda taking the first set 22-20. And here's the stats for the first set. Trinidad and Tobago only converting 4 of 28 attacks. Rwanda far more successful, 10 of 29. That certainly does tell a big picture. 5 faults for both teams and equal on serves also in that contest. But it was the conversion rate that really has put Rwanda ahead. So here we go with the start of the second set. Rwanda had 1-0. Trinidad and Tobago spurning 1 set point, and the Rwandans taking full advantage. Wasi to get us started here. That's Hijet Wasi. And the Trinidad and Tobago crowd now starting to get behind their team. And it is bubbling nicely here. Seats starting to be filled at the southern end. Northern end, a few empty spaces remaining. Johnson caught backing away from the net and suddenly had to jump forward. Certainly, the young ladies got a visit from the Minister of Sport, Champa Kujo, in Trinidad and Tobago, just before the game. That's out. And the Minister of Sport, who is from Tobago, shared some inspiring words and some motivational tips for the young ladies as they got into battle here. And they will need all of that in the second set. That's very clever there from Johnson. Shaped up as though she was going down the line and then suddenly twisting her body and putting that cross court. That's in. Another point for TNT. A lot of action coming up later. The men's 400-meter final is in athletics, men's and women's, that is. Men's discus throw, the shot put final, 1500-meter finals, men's and women's, and the men's long jump. All those finals coming up later today. Here's the Crawford Stadium. Five-two Trinidad and Tobago at the break, and a smile on the face of Mika Johnson as she's getting ready to serve here. Looking to target Hijet Uwase. That goes down the line. Well, that missed by some margin. That's been one of the problems that has dogged Trinidad and Tobago all the way through this tournament. In the critical moments, serving has not always been up to standard. Celebration there for TNT. 6 service faults apiece for the teams. 5 service faults in the first set for both teams. Fortuitous, but they'll take it, Rwanda. TNT still leading, but the lead now down to 2 points. Fast netball actually started today. Swimming goes on today, and more triathlon action also on today in Tobago. Johnson does well. Oh, and Johnson couldn't get on the end of that. But the point has come for Trinidad and Tobago. Touch on the net, according to the officials. Yes, sir. Thank you. Straight into the net again. Another service error for Trinidad and Tobago. Just keeping an eye on the other game also. Vanuatu leading 8-4 in the second set after winning the first set 21-19. That's out. And 1 point into just away from the changeover. And Trinidad and Tobago leading 7-6. Applause from Haija Duasi. Good work there by Johnson. Surprised Duasi. And at the changeover, it's TNT leading 8-6. So far, 17% successful attacks for TNT, 37% for Rwanda. Despite that, TNT still holding a lead. Here's some scores from the rugby sevens, which has taken place at Shaw Park today. Scotland surprising Fiji and winning the gold medal in the men's competition. Congratulations to Scotland, 25-20 winners there for Scotland. Another gold medal for the Scots here at the Commonwealth Youth Games. Another brilliant serve too. And a real blowout in the women's final. Australia defeating Canada 50-0. Wow. That was brutal. Johnson does well to get a hand to that. Keeps it alive for TNT. Oh, and they got to it. But second time round, too clever, the Rwandans. I'll try to. The idea was good, the execution less so. That has brought Rwanda just back into it. They're just trailing by 1 now. That's out. Today, the 8th of August, is Safe Sport Day, an opportunity to reflect on, raise awareness on the athletes' safeguards globally. Another clever bit of play, really deft touch there from Haija Duasi. Athletes have joined the Commonwealth Games Federation, Trinbago 2023, the organizing committee, and UNICEF UK to recognize Safe Sports Day here at the Commonwealth Youth Games. And another error by TNT, and it's all tied up. Well, the rain's starting to emerge once again. Clever. And, yep, that point called against Trinidad and Tobago. And it is the Rwandans and are now in the lead, 11-10. And just to finish on that story about safe sports, as part of Trinbago 2023, a series of athlete impact labs are being run for all competing athletes to equip them with skills, understanding, and confidence to speak out on their rights in sport. The Cathy Sadlier, the CEO of the Commonwealth Games Federation, said the Commonwealth Games Federation is committed to providing a safe sport environment at all levels, and they've worked extensively with leading experts to create our safeguarding policy, which is a framework to protect all individuals connected with the Commonwealth Games Federation. And there are also 9 student journalists from TNT capturing video content for athletes to discover what safe sports means. So that's one of the things going on here. The Commonwealth Youth Games, outside of the action on the court or the field, as the case may be. It's all about looking towards the future. Rwanda 11-10 ahead, searching for a win in straight sets here. Crawls over the net. Yeah, was off balance when she hit that one, Roberts. And that's over the net and out of play. First victory for TNT yesterday against Vanuatu. Vanuatu on the receiving end, not on the receiving end yesterday, but not today. They're leading 17-7 and looking to wrap up a straight sets victory over the Cayman Islands on court 2. We're no closer to deciding who's going to win this one, with Trinidad and Tobago almost on even terms here with Rwanda. Now they're on even terms. Another point here for Trinidad and Tobago. Definitely the handling there, the problem for Rwanda. Every point from TNT is celebrated by Robertson Johnson, and why not? Crowd starting to get behind TNT sporadically here. And once again, another one pumped into the net. In the second set, Trinidad and Tobago have committed 3 service fouls, 8 overall. Oh no, that was a great chance there for TNT with the 2 Rwandan players almost off the court. But fortunately for Roberts, just couldn't get her arms or forearms below that one. That's out. Well, a little bit of concern here. The linesman is saying that it was out. The referee has given the point to Rwanda. Well, that's going to be contentious. Another bit of discussion, and Sean Morris. Oh my! Sean Morrison has been sent off here. He's gotten a red card. I don't think he's seen it yet. Well, there's a red card that has been handed. So red card handed. That was shown to the coach, Sean Morrison, who was contesting the decision made, where the man running, doing the lines had given that out. Referee Tanya Kowal overruling and giving the point to Rwanda. They lead 16-13. That's why they're up to 16 now. The point awarded to Rwanda, and another one going their way. Well, that's a bit cruel on Trinidad and Tobago after that award of the point. This one hitting below the net cord and somehow creeping over. Net cords have been kind to Rwanda today. They lead by 4. And again, the net cord, there were 2 net cords in that play. The first one off the hand of the TNT player, going kindly to Rwanda. The second one beating the TNT player and down for another point. So obviously these net cords belong to the team in green and blue at the moment. Down the line, straight into the antenna. 18-14 right now. And a little flurry of points here for Rwanda, and that has turned it in their favor. The country called the Land of 1,000 Hills. Well, they presented a mountain for Trinidad and Tobago to climb. At the moment, 18-14. Rwanda lead 3 points away from a straight sets victory here in the 9th and 10th place playoff. The other game between the Cayman Islands and Vanuatu is done. Vanuatu winning 21-19, 21-7. And so that is a victory for Vanuatu. So they have finished in 11th place. Cayman Islands finishing in 12th place in the competition. So congratulations to Vanuatu winning their match and signing off this competition with a win. Stephanie Joel and Elena Mole. And for Cayman Islands, Brianna Del Pena and Anija Del Pena. Straight down the middle. And another point for Rwanda, 2 points away. The Rwanda men are celebrating with their team. They went under to New Zealand in the quarterfinals earlier today. Now they're celebrating the success here of the women's team. That's another wonderful serve. And that has put Rwanda in the driver's seat and with a chance to close off victory here. That's Claire Owase with one that dipped viciously. Johnson could do nothing about it. There's the error, and Rwanda have won it here, 21-14. They got it, and that's victory for Rwanda. So they sign off with the victory, and straight sets win here for Rwanda in the 4 p.m. match. So Rwanda will finish 9th, Trinidad and Tobago finishing in 10th place. As for the Cayman Islands and Vanuatu, Cayman Islands finishing in 12th, Vanuatu winning their match and finishing in 11th place. So 4 of the placements have been decided. 2 more, well, actually just 1 more, because Trinidad and Tobago men, they were due to play. There's the confirmation of the scoreline, 22-20, 21-14. 2 more matches to go. 1 of them already decided. Gambia have not involved in the competition anymore, so TNT will automatically finish 11th, the Gambia in 12th place. The other placement match to decide later on will be between St. Kitts and Nevis and Sri Lanka. St. Kitts and Nevis fighting Sri Lanka for the 9th and 10th place. That match is due to start at 5 o'clock. So that's in just about 17 minutes or so. Join us at the start for that one.
My country, I'm proud to be so proud to be I love this place. It's my country. Where we throwing javelin and pelting waste. There's room for every creed and grace. Greetings with a big warm embrace, like medium heavy, all kind of taste. Where steel pan hums and it as a drums. We love the night and embrace the sun. We dance in the street and go about in mud. And when the iron beat, you go feel the love. We have fruits for all kind of season, limes for all kind of reason. This place is full of a plenty passion. So proud this my nation. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be TNT. So proud to be.
Mobile celebrates all the things that make us proud. We are proud to be TNT.
I'm proud to be. I'm proud to be TNT. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. country. I'm proud to be so proud to be I love this place. It's my country. Where we throwing javelin and pelting waste. There's room for every creed and race. Greetings with a big warm embrace, like medium heavy, all kind of taste. Where steel pan hums and it as a drum. We love the night and embrace the sun. We dance in the street to go about it. Mother when the iron beat, you go feel the love. We have fruits for all kind of season, limes for all kind of reason. This place is full of a plenty passion. So proud this my nation. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be TNT.
Be Mobile celebrates all the things that make us proud. We are proud to be TNT.
It's only when I go abroad and I see what is out there and I come back and I measure against what is here. There is no comparison to beauty.
Some writings of our history, it is said that Christopher Columbus called it Bella Fauna, meaning beautifully formed.
Natural, beautiful, peaceful. Yes, I get emotional. That's why I'm here.
One of the fascinating things about nature, there is always something new, and especially in the tropics where there's such wide diversity, persons can experience and have the awe associated with some of the beaches we have, aquatic life we have, some of the fascinating birds we have within a day, within a short period of time.
You have the Caribbean Sea on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. On our doorstep, a fringe reef that wraps around the entire area. You have this huge amount of biodiversity and liveliness of the entire water that surrounds the island. We also do bioluminescent nighttime tours, which are like an escape into the deep, dark secrets of this, glowing phenomenon. It's like this almost cosmic effect. It's just something to be seen.
I know everybody in the village, and everybody know me. That is the nice thing about here.
Tobago is used to the extended family. There was always a grandmother, aunt, uncle. There was always love.
We eat and we drink, we laugh, and everything together.
Tobago, in one word to me, beautiful. Beautiful place to live.
It gives me great pleasure to be in Tobago and do what I do.
The sunsets here are hardly bar none, some of the nicest I've seen.
I would describe Tobago of one of the clean, serene, and the best place that anyone could come. Be easy, be happy, and have a good time. There is nothing to compare to.
This little dot called Tobago exists, and come visit.
place. This is my country. I'm proud to be. So proud to be. I love this place. It's my country. Where we throwing javelin and pelting waste. There's room for every creed and race. Greetings with a big warm embrace, like medium heavy all kind of taste. Where steel pan hums and it as a drum. We love the night and embrace the sun. We dance in the street and go about in mud. And when the iron beat you go feel the love. We have fruits for all kind of season, limes for all kind of reason. This place is full of a plenty passion. So proud this my nation. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be TNT. So proud to be.
Mobile celebrates all the things that make us proud. We are proud to be TNT.
I'm proud to be TNT. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. I'm proud to be TNT. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be TNT. So proud to be TNT. I love this place. It's my country. Where we throwing javelin and pelting waste. There's room for every creed and race. Greetings with a big warm embrace, like medium heavy all kind of taste. Where steel pan hums and it as a drum. We love the night and embrace the sun. We dance in the street.
So here's the final game of the day here at the Coland Beach Sports Facility in Blackrock, Tobago, all part of the Commonwealth Youth Games, Day 4 of beach volleyball. Video Ramphel with the commentary. This is the battle for 9th and 10th place, St. Kitts and Nevis versus Sri Lanka. St. Kitts and Nevis represented by Julian Bristol and Vikash Sundar. It's Julian Bristol with the ball in his hands, and he will get us underway, the left-hander. Straight in between, and that hits the turf, hits the sand here, and that is first point to St. Kitts and Nevis. And that was a fierce one that left the Sri Lankan player looking a little bit bemused by that. Officials for today, and once again a familiar pairing for in this match. Christina Risak, first referee, and Kenneth War from Jamaica. He's the second referee. Christina is from Puerto Rico. Good work there by Warner Kulasuria. Hawarije, that's Manuja Hawarije, and Oliver Wanakula Surya representing Sri Lanka here. Good start here for the Sri Lankans. They started off losing to Trinidad and Tobago in straight sets. They also lost to the Cyprus team, who are into the semi-finals 2-0. Into the net. They also lost to England 2-0 before defeating Trinidad and Tobago's Jarif Morrison and Jerome Morrison and Jarif Miguel. Now in action here against St. Kitts and Nevis. Well, that looked like it was a foot fault called by the official. And that is at the first changeover. It is the Sri Lankans that are ahead 4-3 here. Very, very quick through the first 7 points. Not a lot of rallies there at all. Error strewn, though, at the start. Good bit of work there by Hawarije. 2 service faults already for St. Kitts and Nevis. Good bit of work there. They thought the point was over. Wow. Oh, he was just an inch away from keeping that in. That was great work there by Vikash Sundar. Unfortunately, Bristol just getting an unkind touch from the net, unable to get that one over. But good work there by the two men from St. Kitts and Nevis. Oh, excellent work there by the Sri Lankans to keep that alive. That was Warner Kulasurya. And again, here he is coming in for the kill now. And excellent work down the line. Subtlety in his game. Bristol asking if that was a foul or a fault, rather. Well, referee said no. That's out. Oh, that's in. Well, Sundar thought that one was going out, but it's touched the line here. Straight into the net, and another point to Sri Lanka, who have off to a fast start here. 9-3 already. That's in. That was Hawarije rising high, despite that one in. Rain back with us again. It's more like tears from the sky more than rain. Rather, it's just kissing the surface and disappearing. Another good bit of work there by Hawarije. And at the break, the St. Kitts and Nevis team, they are trailing 10-5 here. A lot of work for them to do. St. Kitts and Nevis, coached by Rick Swan, former Colorado College coach, coached extensively in the NCAA Division III, took his team to 23 straight championship matches. What a record he had, 579 wins in his career. That's out. Swan has joined the St. Kitts and Nevis program for just about 2 years now. And he's already coaxed these two youngsters, Julian Bristol and Vikash Sundar, into the beach volleyball arena. They've been playing for the last 6 months. This is their first tournament, looking for their first win. Oh, that's Bristol getting there a little bit late. And the much taller Warner Kulasurya was there to stuff that one into the sand. So 12-14 and a technical timeout as St. Kitts and Nevis want to talk things over here. Sri Lankans in charge, 12-4. Back in action here. Sri Lanka leading 12 points to 4. Blowout so far. Bristol trying to put his authority on things and got enough on that to pick up the 5th point for St. Kitts and Nevis. Beautiful country, Sri Lanka, racked for a long time by civil war. More peaceful times now, and great to see these two young men here battling for their team. That's out. Just reminded that the very famous movie Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was actually filmed in Sri Lanka, not India, as the storyline would tell you. It was filmed in Kandy in Sri Lanka. I'm sure these young fellows know that. Good work there by Sundar. Oh! Well, that will go the way of Sri Lanka. And I think Sundar, in rising to spike that one, hand made contact with the net. But that was a spike of some authority. Warner Kulasurya still wearing part of the ball there, I think. See, that'll affect the psychology here of the Sri Lankans. Well, straight into the net. That wasn't even close. 12-7 at the turnover. And it is second referee war to call an end to this phase of the game. So it is the Sri Lankans ahead 14-9. In that phase of the game, you have to say that it belonged to the St. Kitts and Nevis team, starting to cut away at that lead by the Sri Lankans. 14-7, but still a long way to go here. So as we get ready for the restart of the first set, fast netball actually started today here in Tobago at the Shore Park Complex. Victories for Australia, Canada, South Africa, and Botswana in the 4 matches played so far. Right now, Canada facing Australia in their second match of the day. Canada, in their first match, defeated home country Trinidad and Tobago 12-11. Sundar, well, got his hands steered, but couldn't control it at all. And that's out for another point for the Sri Lankans, who are leading 15-7 at the moment. It's been a blowout so far in this first set. That's out off the hands of Bristol. Mentioned in previous broadcasts with the St. Kitts and Nevis team that they both have connections to Guyana. Bristol was actually born in Guyana before moving to St. Kitts and Nevis and settling down there. That's off the hands and away for a point there for the Sri Lankan team. Sundar was saying that his mom and dad were actually born in Guyana, the mom in Skeldon and his father from the Quarantine. That's in. Well, despite the fact that they've lost all their games so far, this team of Bristol and Sundar really seem to be friends off the court. They're very comfortable with each other, always very supportive. Haven't seen any sign of any discontent between them at all with each other's play. Well, that goes against St. Kitts and Nevis, and that is a lift ruled by the referee. And well, Bristol showing some nice footwork there. Pass that went to referee War, who controlled it well with his right foot. He has some football in him. It's kept in play. Sundar gets it back over. Oh, he can't keep that in play. But they certainly are athletic. They're in good shape, these two. And you feel with this tournament has come a bit too early for them. They only started a couple months ago. Bristol does well to track that one down. Fortunately, couldn't do enough with it. So there dives in vain. Rick Swan has a talk with his charges. But right now, that is the first set. And it's been a blowout first set here for the Sri Lankans as they have gone ahead to win this one 21-7 here. Very fast first set. And here's the stats to back it up. Sri Lankans converting 8 of their 13 attacks. And unfortunately, for St. Kitts and Nevis, just 1 from 18. That certainly does tell the picture of how this first set has gone. 3 digs successful for the Sri Lankan team. And both teams are committing faults. St. Kitts and Nevis just 1 more than Sri Lanka. So that is the first set, 21-7 to Sri Lanka. And they are now looking to wrap up the second set and finish 9th in the competition. St. Kitts and Nevis will be hoping that they can register their first victory of this event. So stay tuned. We'll have more as we're just about ready for the second set. Restart here. We're in second set action. And already a good fast start here for the Sri Lankans ahead by a point. 2 fine specimens here from Sri Lanka. Hawarije and Wonakula Surya. Tall and very athletic. Surprised they haven't gotten them involved in cricket in some way. Sri Lanka, cricket mad country. Bristol. Oh, and Sundar. And he couldn't keep that one in. Knocked it straight into the face of referee Risak. She sees the funny side of it. We've seen tennis players tossed from tournaments for less, but no malice in that at all. Sundar, unfortunately, just trying to keep the ball in play. Miscontrol that one, Sundar. Vikash Sundar. They do have one victory in the competition, but that was the walkover victory against the Gambia. They're looking for one on the court. That's in. That was a spike if you've ever seen one. 4-1 Sri Lanka ahead here. Well, the net was wobbling, and it seemed to have been last touched there by Sundar for St. Kitts and Nevis. So it is Hawarije to serve here for the Sri Lankans. One again, miscontrol there by Sundar. Well, that's about 3 in the last couple of minutes that he's miscontrol. Now, that came after he went for that dive and the head hitting the ground. Wonder if he might be just a little bit disoriented at the minute. He's also taken off the shades. But he's fighting on here, Sundar, for his team and his country. Rije unable to get that one over the net, and a 5-3 becomes the score here in favor of Sri Lanka. That's in. Well, some results coming true from the track and field. Women's 1500 has been won, as you would possibly guess, by Kenya. Kenya Nancy Cherop breaking the game's record, 4 minutes 12.38 seconds. And her compatriot, Janet Shepamoy, she finished getting the silver medal, and the English runner Layla Belshaw getting the bronze there. Another point going the way of the team from Sri Lanka. Men's 1500 meter final also in the books. And as you, surprise, surprise, the Kenyans at the top once again. That's out. Jospa Kipkiru winning that gold medal. Andrew Alamisi winning the silver medal for Kenya in the 1500 meters. You would expect Kenya to be ruling the roost in those particular events. 10-7 at the break, and a better bit of play there by the St. Kitts and Nevis team. They've made it a little bit closer here. This was the point in the first set where Sri Lanka started to pull away and eventually won the first set 21-7. Let's see if they can perform a similar bit of work here on the St. Kitts and Nevis team. That's in. Excellent work there by Howard Rije, recovering well from putting down a big block, getting that over the net and picking up the point. He's not having a great day as he Sundar. A couple more errors there from receiving. Not able to get enough of the forearms under the ball. Well, it's a lot better conditions here for this game. It's been pouring rain here. Well, like rain, I should say. Been pouring sunshine here throughout the day in Tobago. It's been always very difficult conditions for all here. There was one very long break during one particular game where the St. Lucia player, Rio Victor, had to take the full 5 minutes of the medical timeout and had to be treated in the medical tent, which is on to the right of your picture, along just beside the second court. Ona Kulasuria with the serve here, 18-year-old for Sri Lanka. That's out. Well, I can't fault the effort here of the St. Kitts and Nevis team. They really have gone gung-ho at every point all the way through this tournament. And again, another good effort there to keep that one in. Certainly, we hope that we'll see more of these two young men from St. Kitts and Nevis involved in Caribbean tournaments over the years. I'm sure they've enjoyed the opportunity here to play in Tobago at the Commonwealth Youth Games. There was another error at the net here. And it is Bristol who is appealing his case. And it ends with a smile with himself and second referee, Mr. War, out of Jamaica. Taurichi into the net. Sri Lanka started with a loss to Trinidad and Tobago, then went under to also to Cyprus and to England. Qualified for this game by beating Trinidad and Tobago 2-0 in a hotly contested match yesterday. And once again, they are well ahead in this one. And as predicted, almost similar to what they did in the first set, pulling away in the middle phase of the game and now leading by 16 points to 5. And you feel that in this next set of 7 points, this could very well see the end of this game. Little for the home crowd to cheer about. Home crowd would have been adopting St. Kitts and Nevis. And there were a few shouts for Sundar and Bristol. A lot of people from Guyana have settled in Trinidad and Tobago over the years, so there will be some sympathy for the two young men with Guyana links playing here for St. Kitts and Nevis. Bristol and Sundar. Bristol is pretty easygoing. Sundar is very, very intense. Doesn't smile a lot off the court. He's focused on his duty here. Bristol getting high, but maybe he should have tried to go down the middle with that one. And you see the experience of Rick Swan. Don't hear him raising his voice, just quiet instructions from the sidelines. Well, when you won over 550 games at college level, that's a lot of experience. Into the net. Urging his troops just to take it 1 point at a time here. And into the net. No, that's certainly not what he wanted. That is the 8th service fault for St. Kitts and Nevis in this match. And that's the 5th in this particular set. That's provided a big difference between the teams. Three points away here, Sri Lanka. Two-points away, the Sri Lankans from wrapping up a 2-0 victory. And that serve again mishandled there by Sundar has put them on the brink of victory. Sri Lankans looking just small smiles on their faces as they get ready to go. Names like Muralidharan and Sangakkara, very popular in Sri Lanka. These two will try to make a name for themselves here and in the future. That's in, and that is the victory for the Sri Lankans. They have won the first set 21-7 and now have triumphed in the second set 8-21. So certainly great effort from the St. Kitts and Nevis team, but the Sri Lankans have been much stronger here in this game. And there's the tail of the tape. 6 out of 11 successful attacks for the Sri Lankan team. And there are 3 out of 6 successful attacks for the St. Kitts and Nevis team. And that's the story of how things have gone here today. Now, of course, these are the end. That's the end of matches for today. The semi-finalists have already been decided. There's confirmation of the scoreline, 21-7, 21-8. And that is the end of the line for these two teams in the competition. St. Kitts and Nevis and Sri Lanka played their last games, as have Trinidad and Tobago women, Rwanda, and Vanuatu, and the Cayman Islands. Now, let's take a look at the brackets for the semifinals, which will be taking place tomorrow. Plus, there are some placement matches. Action starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mozambique taking on Scotland. That promises to be a good one. That's for fifth to eighth place. And also in the fifth to eighth placing, it's Rwanda against Australia. First of the women's semifinals tomorrow. Wow, the Trans-Tasman battle resumed once again. New Zealand versus Australia. That's going to be fierce indeed. Now let's head on to the matches in the afternoon. Here's how it's going to go. New Zealand, they will be facing England, and that is promising to be another exciting one tomorrow. That's taking place at 12. Two more placement matches will be taking place in the afternoon here. Now, here's some more action. This is taking place. All that was on court 1. Now let's go to court 2. Here's how it's going to go. Bermuda and England in the 5th to 8th placings, along with South Africa and St. Lucia. These the first one a women's match, the second one a men's match. First women's semifinal tomorrow will feature the surprise package Kenya up against Canada. They knocked out England, Kenya. And then we go to the second semifinal. This is the men's semifinal. Cyprus will be facing Canada. That is another exciting encounter. Two more women's placing and men's placing matches, 7th and 8th place, coming up in the afternoon. So we do hope that you'll join us from 9 a.m. tomorrow for continued coverage here on day 5 of beach volleyball Commonwealth Youth Games 2023, live from Colin Beach Sports Arena in Blackrock. On behalf of our hardworking team here at Blackrock, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Vidya Ramphal. Bye for now.
Country, where we throwing javelin and pelting waste. There's room for every creed and race. Greetings with a big warm embrace, like medium heavy, all kind of taste. Where steel pan hums and it as a drum. We love the night and embrace the sun. We dance in the street to go God in mother. When the iron beat, you go feel the love. We have fruits for all kind of season, limes for all kind of reason. This place is full of a plenty passion. So proud this my nation. I'm proud to be I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be. So proud to be.
Mobile celebrates all the things that make us proud. We are proud to be TNT.
When the iron beat, you go feel the love. We have fruits for all kind of season, limes for all kind of reason. This place is full of a plenty passion. So proud this my nation. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be TNT.
B-Mobile celebrates all the things that make us proud. We are proud to be TNT.
I'm proud to be TNT. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be TNT. So proud.
It's only when I go abroad and I see what is out there and I come back and I measure against what is here. There is no comparison to beauty.
Some writings of our history, it is said that Christopher Columbus called it Bella Fauna, meaning beautifully formed.
Natural, beautiful, peaceful. Yes, I get emotional. That's why I'm here.
One of the fascinating things about nature, there is always something new, and especially in the tropics where there's such wide diversity, persons can experience and have the awe associated with some of the beaches we have, aquatic life we have, some of the fascinating birds we have within a day, within a short period of time.
You have the Caribbean Sea on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. On our doorstep, a fringe reef that wraps around the entire area. You have this huge amount of biodiversity and liveliness of the entire water that surrounds the island. We also do bioluminescent nighttime tours, which are like an escape into the deep, dark secrets of this, glowing phenomenon. It's like this almost cosmic effect. It's just something to be seen.
I know everybody in the village, and everybody know me. That is the nice thing about here.
Tobago is used to the extended family. There was always a grandmother, aunt, uncle. There was always love.
We eat and we drink, we laugh, and everything together.
Tobago, in one word to me, beautiful. Beautiful place to live.
It gives me great pleasure to be in Tobago and do what I do.
The sunsets here are probably bar none some of the nicest I've seen.
I would describe Tobago of one of the clean, serene, and the best place that anyone could come. Be easy, be happy, and have a good time. There is nothing to compare to.
This little dot called Tobago exists, and come visit.